Chapters 12 and 13 in the Crippled God. This vlog is going to go over 2 chapters, not because either one of them didn't have enough to fill the whole vlog, but because I just kept reading and didn't stop and didn't want to make a video. So sorry about that, my fault. Chapter 12 is an amazing chapter. I've mentioned earlier in my vlogs, the Sheikh, while interesting, hasn't really grasped me as a story. Disregard all of that. I think actually very interestingly, in a reread of these books, I would pay much more attention to Twilight, Jan and Yadan early on in the books, because they've been with us for a while, and the whole Sheikh storyline. I always kind of just rushed past it, trying to get to other things that were happening, but as Erickson does so well, we now see in retrospect how important they were, and it leads up to this great ending. This is like a little Yucatan a little bit, obviously not quite as to that epic scale, but it's his mini chapter there where Erickson reminds us that he's amazing at fight scenes, and I should say battle scenes, setting the stage. And I think really cool about this fight between the Sheikh and the Tistleosan is that we are seeing the other side as well. And we haven't been with the Tistleosan hardly at all. We don't know much about them. But it does appear one interesting detail is the ones leading them are slowly succumbing to their draconian blood and sort of losing their humanity. So this is kind of becoming a theme in this whole book, is losing one's humanity or personhood to this greater thing. And so maybe not greater, but grander, however you want to say it. Interesting side note there. I love that we see the battle from both sides over this breach. I love the development of everyone, especially Pithy. I think is very interesting. Her actually getting sort of a taste for battle, not loving it, but starting to become more and more invested in this, and less of sort of she's kind of always had an ironic attitude sitting back, and now battle is real. She can't be like that anymore, and she's starting to embrace this fight. Excellent chapter. We get a little bit back in Carcanos with Sandaloth. Also, side note, I didn't realize till this chapter, and I'm sure it was said earlier and I just missed it, that her last name is Drew Corlott. I'm assuming that means she is a mother or grandmother to Corlott, or maybe the other way around, that her and Corlott are closely related. Again, sure that everyone sort of knew that before, but I had not put that together here. She's reflecting back on her life as a child hostage in Carcanos, and hints at some dark deed that happened that Amanda Rake found out about and caused divisions. I think that's probably a big deal, and might be, I'm sure will be a huge deal in the Carcanos trilogy, which I haven't gotten to yet, but is just hinted at here. We also get some good moments with her and Withal, but primarily I think the jewel of this chapter is the fight between the Sheikh and the Tistleosan. Chapter 13 is wrapping up some, not loose ends, but some ends that we haven't been to in a while. Finally, the Trivial Trade Guild, that's what's left of that marauding party, meets with the Letheri troops, and we get a conversation, one of those fun conversations where, we've had different perspectives with different parties, we've been Faint and the Trivial Trade Guild people, and now we see them from the outside from the Atrocitas perspective, so that's always a fun conversation. They have a very interesting conversation about the Malazans as a whole, as a people, and talk again about the overarching plan of what the adjunct has commanded them to do. We also get a very cool discussion between Spax and Abrastal and Felash and Hood. Again, love Hood. I'm sad that we haven't gone back to them since a couple chapters ago when Hood first literally bit the face off of a Forkle Sail. Still awesome. But we get this back and forth discussion there, which eventually leads to Spax going to help, or to let the Letheri know. At the end, we get a perspective from Gesler, Krugava, and then Gesler. Krugava sort of sad about her failings as the leader of the Grey Helms, and then she realizes what she needs to do is go to the adjunct and let her know about the potential betrayal by the Grey Helms and stand by her side. So she sets off for the Glass Desert, and the last thing we see in this chapter is that Gesler sees her, knows that she will die before she reaches the Bone Hunters, but is obviously about to do something to keep that from being true. So excellent 2 chapters. Again, I really think that Sheikh and Leosin battle was just excellent. so good, and literally both sides in that battle as it happens is fantastic. So that's the end of book 4, and now I'm going to start book 5, A Hand Upon the Fates. Let me know in the comments what you think about all of these things. Where does this battle of Sheik versus Leosin rank in the whole series? I'm always interested about that. As always, first in, last out.